together. Great to see you. Here we are. It's your fourth one. I mean, did you think that you would do 4 the first time you were in it? Because it was a small role in the
I thought I was just doing a sort of guest role, and you know, J.J. Abrams called me, and I think he'd seen Shaun of the Dead and was keen to just get me involved in a small way. And when I got the call for Ghost Protocol, I was surprised, you know, and also didn't realize that we'd make another 2 after that. So it's a nice position to be in.
Well, we met in Dubai the first time for Ghost Protocol, and that was a great location to film in. This one has like a whole line of different locations that you got to go to, right? Which was your favorite?
Well, I would have to say Paris, because I'm here and these men will kill me. No.
And you know, and it's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the final, so they deserve it.
The truth is, it's such a photographable city. It's such an incredible. I mean, it's, you know, it's one of the cities on the planet. People, you know, when they always list capital cities, Paris is always in that list, and I think it's because it's an incredibly historic, beautiful, romantic, varied place, and we got such access to it on this movie. We were allowed to scream around the streets, up and down the river, and just to be here is such a privilege. I live in London, well, I live outside London, so for me, getting to Paris is pretty easy. Obviously, we have the tunnel now, which is wonderful. And so it was a joy to be able to come here to work. And you know, I have a big affection for the French people. I love the attitude here. We were made very welcome. So yeah, for sheer kind of metropolitan beauty, Paris, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I was very surprised watching it yesterday because you are in plain sight in Paris. I mean, you can't fake being like in the middle of the road like that.
No.
So how's that atmosphere on a set where it's you and Tom Cruise and in a Mission Impossible film in the middle of Paris? How do you manage that chaos?
It's crazy. You know what the funny thing is that what you don't see is just out of shot are lots of barriers and lots of people watching the shooting and stuff. I don't know how we did it, and I can only, you know, extend my utter gratitude to the sort of the big cheeses in Paris who let us do that. You know, we caused a lot of disruption, but everyone was really cool.
I was just interviewing Henry, and then he said, you know, I asked him about the training, and he said that now he wants to, I don't know, have helicopter training, and he wants to have motorcycle training and stuff like that. And it dawned upon me that Tom Cruise must be so infectious with his own adrenaline junkie personality. Did you get that? I mean, does he make you want to just, you know, jump on motorcycles and speed up and stuff like that?
Not at all.
He's not going to get to you at all.
I think what instills what he instills in us is a sense of, you know, of the authenticity you get from when the actor does it all. You know, some actors just leave it all to the stunt people or allow it to happen in a computer. When you watch it and you know it's the actual actors doing it, you get 2 degrees of involvement. You get 1 kind of thrill at the spectacle, and 2 knowing that it's actually happening. And that's a far more gratifying sense of wonder that you get at those moments then.
So is it physical for you, those roles, or do you try as much as, I mean, you do get your own fare of jumping up and down?
We do it all, and I did all the stuff underwater, even though you can't see that it's me in that wetsuit, it is me, and I drove the speedboat, and I did all my own fights. I, you know, put myself front and center when it comes to the stunts as much as I'm allowed to, you know. Occasionally if there's like broken glass involved or something, they'll say, oh, we'll let your double do this, Simon. But yeah, it's pretty much all me.
And on that behalf, do you enjoy like sitting as an audience member and watching those films?
Yeah.
Because of that authenticity that you just spoke about.
Yeah, and I think I feel like we got that really came into view on Ghost Protocol when Tom hung off the building, the Burj Khalifa. And we're in the crowd, and the shot pulled out of the building and down, and you felt the whole audience go, because they could see that it was him doing it. And I think Tom realized at that moment, more than ever, that this is the key to providing a genuine thrill. You can show people the wildest spectacle, you know, the most incredible sights, the most amazing vistas, but if it's in a computer, something in your brain is saying, that's not real. And there's a degree of interaction with that moment you don't have like you do when it's actually happening. You know, when that's gravity at work, when that's death-defying, that's happening, you get a genuine sense of, oh my God, you know, and that's important.
Absolutely. Do fans talk to you about Benji on regular basis? Do you have direct feedback of what they think of him, and how much do you take that in consideration?
Yeah, I guess the people I speak to, you know, that I meet who like Benji, appreciate his sort of honesty and his kind of, you know, he's a very regular person who's found himself in an extraordinary circumstance, but he's remained grounded, and so he doesn't take anything in his stride. He's not cool about stuff. He's sort of like always questions, always voices his disapproval or dismay, his fear. But at the same time, he steps up to the plate. People seem to care about Benji, you know. So when it looks like he's not going to make it, you know, people genuinely feel worried for him, you know.
Yes. And without giving too much away, they will feel a bit worried for him.
Yes, they will.
They did this time, but, you know, but let's not say anything. It's fun. It's all fun. Tell us about the rest of the cast, Ving Rhames particularly, who I haven't met in years, but it always seems like this great fun guy to be around.
Ving is just such great value for money for me. He's like, he's someone who I love hanging out with him. You know, on days on set when we're just chatting and just hearing him tell stories. He's an eccentric. He's a genuinely warm-hearted man. You know, he's a family man. And he's very funny. And he'll start quoting Shakespeare. Like, I love it when he does that. He starts talking in his sort of, because you know he went to drama school, and he's the real deal, Ving. And it's nice to be. The relationship between Benji and Ving has evolved as a sort of little double act. You know, they're the tech guys, and they're not antagonistic towards each other. They kind of help each other. And Benji's like the sort of junior partner to Ving's elder statesman. So it's really fun to play that.
And Rebecca, I think there's something really special about this girl.
There absolutely is, and Rebecca's my lifeline on these movies to the real world. You can sometimes get lost in these films. You know, Tom lives in a kind of rarefied blockbuster world. He's on another level. You know, he's having to produce and act, and you know, and he is a real person, and you do see that. You glimpse it all the time. But for me and Rebecca, a lot of the time we're just sitting around going, "Are we really in this film?" You know. So, and she's very special, and Ilsa is a great character. You know, she's It's interesting when you look at strong female characters these days. Sometimes people get it wrong by just making them like men. Is that how you make a strong woman? You make her act like a man? That's not true. You know, and I think Ilsa, she maintains, you know, the specificities of who she is as a woman, but at the same time presents herself as an equal, if not a superior to her sort of male counterparts. And that's important to show, you know.
Absolutely, and strong female leads in this one that each can take care of themselves.
Yeah, totally.
Damsels in distress.
Yes. I'm the damsel in distress.
Well, everybody wants to root for you, so you know, we want you to be saved.
Yeah.
There are also serious, topics to the series and to this one in particular. Do you get interested into, as I don't know if there's plutonium around the world that may be going to wrong hands? I mean, it can be quite anxiety-stricken.
This is, it seemed like I thought our fear of sort of nuclear weaponry had evaporated with the Cold War, but no, it's still around, and we know that there are people out there who want to cause as much harm as possible, and if one of those people got hold of something portable like that, they could cause untold damage, and it's a fear that we all have, and it's obviously these things bubble to the surface in entertainment and art and what have you. So, yeah, there are some serious issues at work here.